What's up, guys? Welcome to Talk Wrestling in High Definition here on youtube.com/NoDQCAW and, of course, NoDQ.com, your only source for wrestling news and information. Open up the mailbag once again. Still in playoff mode here. Go Kings if you're still in right now. If you're not, then go, Vancouver. What the hell? They're the best team in the league. Let's go with the front runner. I'm being a front runner. I don't give a damn what anybody says. All right. This is from Ace of the Universe from Parts Unknown. Really? You're not going to give me your hometown? Really? Alright. Hey Jeff, longtime viewer, I have a question. Do you think WWE is underusing Daniel Bryan, having him job to Sheamus on a constant basis? Also, do you think there's a reason behind this? What's next for DB? Well, first of all, we don't call him Daniel Bryan on this show. We call him Bryan Danielson. Daniel Bryan is his slave name. Okay? And if that gets me heat from the community that I'm inferring, then that's just too damn bad, because Daniel Bryan is horrible. Bryan Danielson is this person's name. I've known him as Bryan Danielson for 10 years. I refuse to call him Daniel. Okay? Anyway, I think having him lose the U.S. title was a huge mistake in the first place, especially considering that his big WrestleMania rematch consisted of a dark match battle royal that turned into a great Khali showcase. What the fuck was going on backstage in Atlanta that, you know, we have to deal with Snooki on WrestleMania, but we can't have two great wrestlers compete for the United States Heavyweight Championship? Bullshit. And then the rematch itself the next night on Raw is a little more than a squash. Bryan got his butt whooped. And while he was champion, his biggest story was the love quadrangle between the Bellas, which, joke, and Gail Kim. Another wasted talent. Gail Kim is the best, arguably the best diva wrestler they have, and she's being used as, I'm sorry, and I'm going to get hate mail for this. I know I am. But we've been talking about this with the Dads on Wrestling crew. She is being portrayed as little more than an Asian whore. The way she dresses, the way she's interacting with Bryan, it's ridiculous. Gail Kim is arguably the greatest women's wrestler in the world. Arguably. I'm not saying she is. There is argument that she is, but there's other people too. And she's being utilized like that. And then you got Bryan, who is arguably the best wrestler in the world, period. And I don't care what anybody says. I will fight that battle. Could wrestle circles around that idiot Cena. Is being portrayed as nothing more than fodder for the Bellas and, a squash for Sheamus. It's ridiculous. They have completely failed with Danielson, and I think even he'll agree with that assessment. Yeah, he got a t-shirt out of it. Yeah, he got a U.S. title out of it, but you know what? Bryan is worth so much more than that, and I think that us in the Revolution will agree. This is from Mirhair1000 in Northern Ireland. Greetings across the pond. Would you want a heel or face Jericho to come back? Heel would work great with Orton. Also, who do you think will be champions on both brands for this coming year? I'd like to see Punk, Miz, Christian, and Orton to be future champions of 2011. Honestly, I never want Jericho to work face again. I really don't. I thought his heel work the last couple years was the best of his career. He did very well with what he had. He came out there and just incited riots, practically. I saw his DVD. He was fighting with an old man in the crowd. That old man wanted to kick his ass. That is a great heel. That guy suspended such disbelief that he was ready to hop the barricade and kick Jericho's ass after that match with The Undertaker on SmackDown. That is great TV. That is great heel. That is great wrestling right there. That is wrestling in its purest form. Being able to draw the fan in and make them want to kick your ass for being such a swarmy heel. Jericho's great at that. I hope he never turns babyface again. And I'm still voting for him on Dancing with the Stars. I still am. I don't care. And as far as the champions, I gotta believe all four of those guys you mentioned, Punk, Miz, Christian, and Orton, will either hold on to, in Miz's case, or reign as champion in the coming year. Punk's gonna be up there again. I mentioned this on another show, I believe. I don't know if it was Dad's or this show. Christian's gonna be champion by SummerSlam. I'm calling it right now. And Orton's always a contender. Miz is champion. So, there you go. This is from Westgate Ham in Hull, England. Hey Jeff, what are your thoughts on Christopher Daniels' return? I'm a huge fan of his and can't wait to see him back in the ring. Keep up the good work. I'm actually happy Daniels is back in TNA. As long as they don't push him to the background like they have in the past with TNA, I think it'll be okay. I also love the fact that TNA is booking him despite the fact that he's the Ring of Honor World TV Champion. I think that's cool, because they're letting him continue his time in Ring of Honor and still have TV time on TNA. That is cool on TNA's part. I applaud Russo and Hulk and whoever else is behind that decision, because that's cool. Because TNA realizes that Ring of Honor needs Christopher Daniels right now, and yet they're still letting him work for TNA as well. So TNA, I applaud you. Yes, note it down right now. Whatever time it is on your computer screen right now, Jeff Meacham is applauding TNA for a decision. There you go. Okay? Ain't gonna happen for a while. Anyway, let's see. What else do I want to address here? Let me bring up the questions here. Oh, that's it. Only 3 questions this week. Okay. Well, that's going to do it for Talk Wrestling this week. Again, we'll have more of your questions in a future show, and more Kings jerseys and other clothing, I'm sure. We'll see you next time.